Bandito Radio 112 FM, a streaming radio station for all toy enthusiasts, collectors, photographers, and customizers. Built to match your mood and passion. Music from hip-hop to country and all the rock in between with host Howlin' Jim Jackson. For a dose of the macabre, there's Myra's Morgue of Midnight Madness. Plus our newest collector podcast, Purple Gang Gang Full Frontal Purple. And Action Figure Frequencies. With your hosts, SKN's own Chet Maddox and Alexander Storm. Bandito Radio 112 FM. Available to stream now on Spotify, Podbean, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is Friday night, 7 p.m. Pacific time, right here on the Shadow Knows Network, and we are back at you again with another jam-packed episode of Pixels, Plastic, and Ink. We appreciate you tuning in. And oh boy, we are just a week away from San Diego Comic-Con, the biggest convention in the galaxy. That's right. The crew is going to get into a bunch of things around San Diego Comic-Con, including probably one of the surprises of the year, and that is the rebirth of video game action figures, toys, and even movies. That's right. Hadouken, Sonic Boom, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat 2, Jada with their new line and special SDCC, plus a bunch of other things. Man, I am super excited to talk about video games. The new generation is rediscovering all the arcades of the past, and we're going to bring it to you here live. So stay tuned, folks. We're going to get into the thick of things. This is Pixels, Plastic, and Ink. Well, thanks for tuning in again. Please hit the subscribe, like, comment. We appreciate everybody tuning in the chat. We're going to get to you all in just a couple of minutes. It should just be called San Diego Pop Culture Con, or maybe San Diego Marketing Con.
Yep.
Commander Bly already in the chat, kicking things off. Mr. Storm, how are you this fine Friday evening?
What is going on? Feel like we're in the pixel plastic and ink mode. Less ink, but more plastic and some pixels. Looking forward to tonight. And again, man, I got a busy week. Next week, it is Pop Culture Phenomena. It is going to be from the minute that Monday starts to damn near that next Sunday. So, man, just getting primed. I'm ready.
Yes, sir. I am ready as well. Chet Maddox, how are you, sir?
I'm good, man. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on for Saint Diego's comic convention. We'll see what a dumpster fire it is this year. Hopefully it's not as bad and it's a little bit more organized, but no matter what size dumpster fire it is always a really good time to go. It's just sometimes you get frustrated by things that you can't find. So but other than that, I am doing well, sir. How are you? How are you doing this fine Friday?
I am doing well, man. I love talking about video games, man. Like having a couple arcades at home, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. I love that the video game figures are getting some love. Oh yeah, we're talking video games, Meeks, and Meeks drops some video game content here on the channel occasionally. So I know it's got to be top of mind for him. But I'm excited. Plus, it seems like all of these toy companies are starting to drop more and more special in-person figures. Exciting, but also pissing some people off too about what the heck, I can't get my hands on it. So without further ado, we're going to start in. But before we do, let's check in with the chat. Who else is in the chat? The Hidden, are we good for a live YouTube chat today? Of course we are, man. We appreciate you dropping in. Wholesome Warlock, Purple Gang in the house. Thanks for tuning in. Much love. Anybody else? We got Meeks is all over.
Meeks is all over. We got conversations going on. It's crazy.
He's right like, he once he heard video games on a thumbnail, that was it. It was over. So let's jump into it, Mr. Storm. First topic.
Let's start it out tonight with Jada Toys. Now, like I said again, we're video based, but we also let them know: is it a revival happening? There is a revival that is happening. I've got to say, man. I think Jada is probably doing some of the best video game action figures out there. I like their packaging. It looks like a classic arcade game. They've got some great looking characters, and look at all these accessories.
So dope. Look at that, man. Man on fire. I love that, man. Wow. So good.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Like I said, again, they're taking it to the next level of packaging. They're competing. And, I like that, man. I like to see these smaller companies because Jada, oh my God, that looks awesome. Yes, Meeks, it does. Jada really came out of nowhere and everything. And it's like, oh, yeah.
This is the Purple Gang Dawson, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? It works. It works. They're just doing a great job. And I like the accessories. I like the look. Even this one with the whole video game kind of background to it, it looks like something out of the game, man.
For the longest time, if you wanted to get your hands on some relatively new, articulated, high quality, let's say Street Fighter figures, you'd have to go Storm Collectibles, who's still making it. And they're just expensive as hell. $80, $100, third party, you get $150. When Jada got the license, man, they are doing it, man. $25 a pop. Now I know this is not going to be 25, obviously, because it's exclusive. It's got a bunch of accessories.
Yeah.
But man, $25 for Ryu and Ken and just the whole wave. Give them credit, man. They're really great quality figures and cool packaging. The Street Fighter line, and Jada's been producing a bunch of other things, man. But I'm very impressed by their standard figures, their Player 2. Their special edition ones. They are killing the game, man, with the Street Fighter stuff for sure.
Absolutely. And while it is called a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, let me point this out to you, that this was available online already at jadatoys.com. Unfortunately, over there, it's sold out. I do not know if they're going to have supplies at San Diego Comic-Con.
So a couple of things is like the orders don't start until the 24th at 9 a.m. Pacific. So it says sold out. Yeah, but they haven't released it yet.
Okay, because I did see that they had one of them that said in stock, and I'm like, so
wait, so are they releasing it on the 24th for online as well as in person? See, I love that, man.
Link in the description, but it's important to know too that it's it's not Jada Toys, it's jadanextlevel.com that you're supposed to go to get it.
Okay.
So yeah.
But when we look at the again, all the accessories they have, the packaging, it's quite different than the standard Street Fighter edition packaging, because it looks like the standard one that you can find we found them over at Target and Walmart. They actually look like an actual cabinet. This one, the packaging is a little bit different. It's a little bit more prestige. Again, you're getting basically for $45, 2 figures, a bunch of accessories, and nice packaging. So
really good head sculpts on this too, by the way.
yeah, that's why you go for 45, man. That one, I'm good at that pricing, because it's not like their average line where, look, even the $25 figures comes with a bunch of accessories, different hands, different effects. And the sculpt, let's talk about the sculpt. They look like they came out of the video game. This is not something where, in the end of the 90s, the G.I. Joe did Street Fighter, and they didn't look anything like the Street Fighter characters in O-ring line. This does, man.
Yeah, this was a player 2 Dalsum in Super Street Fighter, in Street Fighter 2 Ultra. He was purple if you were player 2. So
I mean, the thing about this though is that even if you're not a Street Fighter fan, the flame effects in the burning guy can apply to so many different like action figures and toy photography, man. Like that alone is worth the 45. So
absolutely
easy pickup. Yeah, exactly. Same thing. Yeah, Wholesome. I didn't even see your comment, but it's saying we're on the same wavelength there, man. Like it's just so worth it. So worth it.
The Mythic Legion dragon.
Yeah, exactly. Makes sense. That absolutely, that's the one thing about it too, is that these repurposed figures, because there's always going to be somebody too that just wants the Dyson character, and then they don't care about the burning character. So you might be able to find those as well online. So and again, that works well for, like you said, for great toy photography. So we're gonna jump from that. It's not just one. They've got 3 exclusive figures. The next one on the list, and this one I was most impressed by. I was like, wow, wow. And it comes with the also figure that's in an energy kind of burn in the blast effects and everything else. And the stand, and the, if you look at the cape, you can take the cape on, take the cape off, because, if you played the video game, like Mr. Maddox and I have burnt many years of our childhood doing, he likes to throw that cape off and start on it. So, wow, packaging fantastic as well, man. Jada's getting some wins for the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives.
I love the Bison. I got the regular version of this, and again, same cool stuff, man. Great accessories.
I also really love that this Bison and the other Bison figure, by the way, they both fit 100% in that flame effect. So it's exactly like it is on the video game. Like you can like put him in the pose and put that whole flame effect around him, which is great. And I can't say how much I appreciate the fact that they are supplying the stands as well.
Yes. And again, $45, all those accessories come with it. Great packaging, not quite like the same exact packaging they do for their regular $25 figures. It's a Bison. Looks like I'm buying both of these. They got you, brother. Ding, ding, ding. They got you.
It's still wild to me. $90 for both of these. You get your hands on it. It's just in crazy value, man. I mean, it's just, you think about some of the Legends stuff that just recently released that you pay $45, $50, what you get. You think about some of the Joe stuff, all the Hasbro stuff. Like, man, just Jada's killing the game again. I wish Jada gets more licenses. Like, it would have been great for them to take on some other additional things, but still crushing it with Street Fighter. Still crushing it.
One thing I do give them credit on is not only that, it's like, Bison's a tad bit bigger, and it's still priced at the same. Now, any other company, chances are they might have upticked it a little. Maybe 55 or something, because these are very big figures. A lot of plastic they're running. So I'm glad that they kept it around the same pricing. That's a fair and honest price to it, man.
Yep.
And we've got one more of these Jada Comic-Con exclusives. And then here's the last character, which again, more blast effects, a couple of nunchuckles, hands, heads. It's like, again, what aren't they giving you for this? I applaud Jada for this. For these are truly what San Diego Comic-Con exclusive should be. It's not something you can get on the regular market. It's something that's also accelerated and actually done a little bit more design work to them. So I give credit for these, man.
Yep. Same. I think it's great.
Yep.
If I can
So-
get my hands on all three, I'll definitely be picking them up.
So we know Meeks is probably, he said both. Chances are Meeks is probably buying, you know. And also, you know, if you've got a cabinet like Mr. Maddox does in the background, or you've got any of those arcade one-ups, which they've had several ones, these are just great complementary pieces
Oh yeah.
to that. Well, even if you're not into action figures, and you know, like our buddy over at Survivors Arcade, Mr. Blue Skitch, that loves video games, these are the kind of things you can just give to video game fans who have cabinets and everything, and they would probably appreciate them as well, man.
Yep. I mean, I look for these specifically for the cabinet. I've only purchased Ken, but that has a lot to do with the fact that that's a character I use all the time.
Yeah.
But all these other ones now, I'm just like, I want my character selection screen from my Street Fighter cabinet. And since I have the World Championship Edition, there's no other extra characters I need. So
Absolutely. I think the only thing that would take this up to the top notch is they put like voice chips in them, and all their phrases would come out. Then I'm like, okay, this next level. Then
I've seen on the arcade one-ups, you can get, like, I think Etsy's one of those sites where they sell the plexi that makes the tops flat.
Yeah.
And then you put a enclosed plexi on top of that, and people line the figures, like you said,
Yeah.
Mr. Storm. So if you got a Street Fighter, you put these things in, and it's like flat, and it's so awesome what people have done. I've seen people do that with the Simpsons arcade with Simpsons figures. Like, it'd be awesome. And then obviously, Chet, I mean, you got the real deal behind there.
That's the real
but,
deal.
like, I could see some badass Street Fighter figures on top of that too.
Absolutely. And that's the best thing about it, is that there's so many great looking cabinets. Hey, Judge Dredd.
What's up, man?
Welcome in, sir. You know, again, it's just a great complimentary piece. It's one of those things, you walk in the room, it starts a conversation. People are like, wow, those are really cool. It enhances if you do have a cabinet. And again, the good thing about those arcade one-ups, other than, you know, if you're going big grail hunting like Mr. Maddox, yeah, that might cost you to get a whole full cabinet. But the arcade one-ups are still reasonable. You can still find it. And how cool is that to have Street Fighter at your house, bro? Because as a kid, I dreamed about that.
Hey, so when do I get my hands on the Roman Reigns Akuma and the Cody Rhodes Guile figure? Is that how do I get that?
You know as well as I do that they are going to line that up like there's no tomorrow and everything. So that I can tell you right now. And speaking of that, we've been seeing this come. Now, look, I understand that there was a film that had Jean-Claude Van Damme in it. And like all Street Fighter fans, as I was a kid sitting in theater, my heart was crushed when I got 5 minutes into that movie, because I was like, what the hell is this? You've got a good operation and situation. I think this one is gonna be better. Just saying. But you know, look at the cast right here. You've got Jason Momoa, you got 50 Cent, Roman Reigns. Like, first of all, they're going to have characters that actually look like these characters. You know, I can't remember the actor's name, but I know he was in The Recruit for Netflix, and that was pretty good. You've got the other actors over here for Chun-Li. They are doing a good job, but it says fans have been waiting decades for a new live-action Street Fighter adaptation. Since 1994, yeah, I like to say camp cult classic, but I don't know if you can call it a classic. That starred Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raw Julia, who was actually, I think that was his last actual film that he did. Well, they've got a new film in development, and you know, look, I know, I think it's what comic company? I think it's Udon does. For years, they made the comic book, and the comic book's actually pretty good. It looks like the video game characters. They've always done a great job with it. But I didn't think that they were going to actually move. And yes, the hidden's right. The movies definitely need a good story, because if you don't have that on this, you know, it's like you can't keep giving us the worst of films. We almost left the theater on that first Street Fighter movie. Yeah, I know, bro.
I agree with Pete on this one too. There's a lot of money on actors to mess this up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And also, Judge Dredd says 50 Cent. You damn right and shit. I can already hear.
Hey,
Look, you're gonna
50
get something from the soundtrack. I know.
Yeah, he better get in it. I mean, I know he's been in the gym, but he better like Balrog on that.
Yeah.
If you know that character is big time, you better get in the weight room. I got.
Is he going to be Balrog or DJ?
I don't know. They haven't said that. Maybe. I don't know. That's a good question.
Either way, they're both buff. So
yeah. All I know is they're so smart, man, because you put Roman Reigns, basically the most popular guy in WWE, and you're gonna pull in all the wrestling people to watch it. So even if it's a terrible movie, the wrestling fans are gonna show up and watch it. And then you put Cody Rhodes in it, so you got two of the big WWE wrestling guys in this movie. So it could be a piece of crap, and they'll still probably do pretty well internationally with just making money. So
here's why
it can't be worse than the OG one, right? It can't be, right?
Here's why I think it actually will be better, man. And this is the one reason why is that, look, they are paying attention to casting. And, when you start looking at Jason Momoa, if you watch that last Fast and Furious movie, he was the best thing on screen.
He was great.
And, you give him an opportunity to come back and do this. And I think they're casting it like they're taking it seriously in the casting. That's when I know that in every possible shape way that they're, it's probably going to be a better film than what we think it's going to be. Because whenever they just start casting, like they didn't go out for like The Rock or any of these other big time actors, they're actually trying to get an ensemble cast together. That kind of lets me know I think they're going to take this a little bit more seriously. And look, if they do this movie right, they got a franchise. They can actually roll several films. And, not to nor Judge Dredd, but should have gotten Tyson, which, that I know that's what he was initially based off of. But, Mike got to act, brother. That's not gonna work for the film boy. That's why I know they're taking it seriously. But, hey, what do you guys think, though? Other than the fact of it, if it does well, do you really see them doing a string of these movies? And how many additional other characters would they? Because that ensemble cast would be huge, bro.
So I mean, so far, what they have for like who's playing who, I think if it's done, so where I'll tell you the big mess up will be is how good the makeup is for Blanca. Because I don't know. I know
CGI.
I know, Mr. Storm, that you are a massive fan of the first Blanca in the very first film. But if it's anything that's like that good, then I don't think people are going to go watch this film. It's also a little weird that they would use Jason Momoa as Blanca, but I mean, I guess it's the way it makes sense. But I would have to see it.
Chet, not to worry. The She-Hulk special effects team has got this movie.
Oh, they got that.
They got it. So you're gonna see a great Blanca. Yeah, I agree. Yes, Commander Blythe, I will answer that.
Look,
yes.
Look, I'll be honest with you, Blythe. He knows this. I understand. I work on Hollywood, and I can say this definitively: Jason Gunn's a piece of shit, and I don't ever care for working for the guy.
But what about James Gunn?
Sorry, James Gunn. I believe in
too. All the guns.
Whatever his brother, his untalented brother that gets hired everywhere. Look, man, I don't care what everybody's saying about the new Superman. He's a subpar director. He's always been a subpar director. I don't give a shit what you say. I'm never going to give him any ounce of credit on it because I think he's average.
And hey, he does too. That's why he paid himself $15 million. And the stars $750,000.
Look, I think it'll be good because even watching the new Mortal Kombat movie, it's gonna entertaining. It might not be the greatest thing, but it can't be as bad as the other ones. So I have high hopes. High hopes.
Yeah, and like I said, Blythe said, bringing the smoke and everything. Look, I know I'm never working for Warner Brothers now until he's gone, so it's quite okay. So we will hit up the next one in our actual video game point, where this was the one that slapped some collectors in the face because, look, they've been doing this Gamerverse over at Marvel Legends, and surprisingly, most of these characters have been characters that we wanted to see mostly out of the Marvel Capcom. But when the Snap one, I did not expect this. It
I'm
came out of
excited.
nowhere, bro.
Yeah, this is I've been playing this since it launched, and I have the Sauron like Build-A-Figure, but this is gonna be one of the best sets to get. I really like that Rogue figure. I know Mondo just released their version
Yeah.
of this
Mhm.
Rogue for $4,392 or something. But like this pack, this will be a very good pack to have. Regardless if you keep it in box or open it, this will be a really great pack to have.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
also, Rad, I know you speculated that if you don't pick this up at San Diego Comic Con, chances are this is going to be non-existent. You actually finding it, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. To Chet's point, this is like 125. So it was commanding at some point $200 on a third party for this Build-A-Figure. They never made an additional Sauron, and then they made a Shannon before, but Rogue Savage Lands hard to
Mhm.
find. Like they've never made.
Mhm.
So this is all people want all these three figures,
Mhm.
and Sauron's in the part of it. The windowed box is beautiful. It's gonna be hard to come by.
Yeah,
It'll
and
fetch
also,
$300 plus on eBay once it's in play, guaranteed.
well, if you go by the Hasbro booth, it's exclusively you can only purchase it from the booth, so you're going to actually have to have a minutes into the convention. And it's going to be booth number 3213. Is retail pricing for $89.99. Now, the best thing about the San Diego Comic Con exclusives, while you're at the events, they don't get jacked up. Like, there's some third party scenario, it comes out of nowhere, and next thing you know, you're seeing this thing go for like 100, 150. So if you can pick this up at a convention, you're going to pick it up for that pricing. I do know that Marvel or Hasbro does a very good job with their exclusives, where they usually bring a huge amount of stock with them. So
But you
rarely have we
also,
seen.
if you do get it, you also could resell it at the convention for double
You
what you
could.
paid, because
Somebody
some
probably would
people
do that.
can't get in line to buy it.
Hmm.
So if
Yeah.
you want to flip it because you don't care, then you can, but it's a waste of time.
Yep. Just also let people know that San Diego is not too far away from the border, so you might want to think about ripping off people. might want to put that to mind. That's a bad thing to happen down in that place too. So, I wouldn't go too often to try to jack up everything. But also we've got some other views of this character. And again, like I said, Chet has the Sauron Build-A-Figure, but they upped Sauron a little bit. I like the paint apps and everything else on this, man.
Yeah, it's a great 3-pack for sure.
Hmm. And
I think it's one of the first multi-packs that there's not a figure that people don't want.
Yeah. And I saw somebody online had done like a actual group photo, so they photoshopped all these characters, and then they had Kazar and Sabu and all the other characters put in. I was like, wow, they really built out. Even if these are Marvel snaps, they still go with the standard Marvel Legends line that they just did of Kazar and Sabu just a couple of years ago. So that's actually kind of cool, man. Again, I think this is going to be a sought after pack. And you're right. I just saw Mondo actually release that Savage Land version of Rogue, and it's like, if buying the 3-pack is going to be way better than buying the Mondo just for one character. So works itself out. So we go from that to okay. We talked about it. The resurgence. If you haven't seen it, have an opportunity. It's online. They just put the Mortal Kombat 2 trailer. First of all, gentlemen, what were your thoughts on the trailer?
Well, I liked the teaser, the Johnny Cage teaser initially, which was like his cheesy movie career trailer, and it kind of like was a ripoff of Kung Fury. If you all had watched that, like online movie, that the second one was epic but got stalled because the producers, there was a lawsuit or whatever. But I thought they just like ripped that off completely, but it was fun. And then this new teaser that had the whole movie, the fight sequences were kind of garbage to me. Like it wasn't impressive, but the special effects looked pretty good. Yeah, I'll watch it. Popcorn movie. I can't be worse than the original one. And like the original one had the cool music and stuff. There was a couple of cool scenes, but it's just funny that we're getting a Street Fighter and a Mortal Kombat within like 2 years of each other, which is pretty crazy.
Absolutely, that's the interesting fact. Written by Jeremy Slater, which he's been writing a bunch of things lately. So, the Mortal Kombat video game series created by the two guys right there. The film serves as a sequel to the Mortal Kombat. It came out in 2001. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that movie went directly to HBO Max. Right? I don't think it hit theaters. It was dropped on that platform first.
I think so.
I think the first movie was okay. I noticed everybody was really waiting for the second film because they did a whole lot of teasing for the second film in the first movie. So, look, I think it's a good franchise. It's much better than I think the stuff they did. I tried to watch the last Mortal Kombat movie several times, but couldn't fight through it. Yeah, it's
Sad.
it's not a cult classic in any way, but it's it's a Saturday afternoon if there's nothing else on, you watch it and you're like, okay, it's serviceable.
I mean, like nothing else on, like legitimately nothing. Like there has to be nothing else on for you to watch.
Like it can't even be a Steven Seagal movie on before you pop that on. Like
even, and I'm talking like if The Room is on versus like Mortal Kombat, you have to watch The Room.
Yeah.
Before you can watch Mortal Kombat, and then maybe you can watch it.
Is there? You know what? I'm thinking about Hollywood. They're producing like the not top tier video game movie. Is Carl Urban on speed dial for these things? Wasn't he in Doom with The Rock?
Yep.
Wasn't he in some other crap?
Yep.
I like
Dredd.
Postman.
Judge Dredd. Like I like Carl Urban, but it's kind of like he's the guy. Like if you got a video game movie that's kind of like, we're not sure if this is going to be straight to streaming or motion pictures. Let's call Carl Urban, and here he is. It's like, he's the guy.
Well, instead of like that old "they have gun will travel," got money will do.
Yeah. Hey, he's found his little thing. He's his little niche, man. Like,
yeah, it does. But it works for him though, because usually in these movies he's the best thing in all the movie. Though that's the worst part. He'll show him be a terrible movie, and at least his like one or two moments in it, you're like, yeah, he does a good job. But yeah, this one, look, I think they can only go up from the last film. And like you said, Mr. Maddox said, he much rather watch paint dry than Mortal Kombat 1. So. But I will still do the Tybo in my living room to the original Mortal Kombat soundtrack.
Billy Blank, baby. Yeah, Billy Blank.
Dave, we haven't heard in a long time. That should be like some internet thing. What happened to Billy Blanks?
That's sad.
We've got some other, look, I give them credit for something that went directly to HBO Max. They're doing a really good job on their promotional material. At least they're almost kind of getting you to the point like this might be kind of good. It's like I might want to check this out. So, that's when you're doing it right now. If you're into it and you do like Mortal Kombat and you played the games and everything like that, well, you probably want some Mortal Kombat figures to go with it. So unfortunately, let me apologize because this is all we got right here. And
I gotta say something though.
Yeah,
I don't understand why Jade is bald in this film, and that actress is like, she's great. She's a great actress, but everything she's in is like short hair or bald, and I just don't get the Jade like that. I just don't, whatever. It's like a small thing I'm bitching about. I get it. I'll get over it.
Yeah.
Like Jade, whatever. Next, sorry.
Yeah. Look, by the way, if you want Mortal Kombat figures, you got to pay up to get Storm Collectibles because I don't know what the hell these are, to be honest with you.
Nah, these are Tom McFarlane, and this is like
these are top McNotchins.
Yeah. This one's like, look, we're always fans of Uncle Todd. We think there's a lot of things that Lady playing Jade and that's right. No, thank you. Jade has never been bald. Okay, and it's the lady playing Jade. Is the main character in the new Naughty Dog game. Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
All right. So when you look at the McFarlane's gold label, which I have no clue what the hell a gold label from a platinum label is.
Does he mean gold by like gold plated? So it's not really gold. It's just like.
I don't know. This out of all the stuff, especially when you see what Jada's bringing to fire, I don't know, man. The last 6 months for Uncle Todd, it's like he just checked out. Like it's like
we talked about this. It's like the vehicles he's been doing pretty well on, but
Yeah.
the figures, man, he's just kind of like.
Yeah.
But he has this. I don't know. His license is not up on this, right? He's still
No. He's
producing-
actually that and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and a couple other ones that he does.
still has?
It's the DC one that's going out.
Yeah,
But
so I don't know why the maximum effort here on the green. You know, like
he's
come on, man. Like,
infatuated with these like non-colored like drops, the clear lucent ones that he's been doing, and these for some strange
bronze,
reason,
yeah.
like half-done characters. McFarlane's like, "Yep, we can go ahead and say, do we need a green one? Do a green, a blue, and a red, and translucent one, and everything. Let's get that mold out 8 times." And also now, if you go over to Walmart, the best part about this is that you can go over to the collector's area. It won't be in the standard toy aisles, so you can hunt down throughout the entire store and try to find where the hell his figures are at.
And they'll be behind glass, so you don't have to worry
Yes.
about touching it either.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with Todd on that one, but you know, man, he's something's wrong over there, man. But it is nice to see like we were saying, the rise. Like we had some years where there was really no you know, anything in the video game world multimedia wise other than the games itself that brought a little excitement. I've heard a lot of people having buzz for the Street Fighter. There are people that really enjoy the original Mortal Kombat, but it's also the figures that they're doing, as well as complimenting some of these, other than Mr. McFarlane's. There's things complimenting. So I think this is only a good thing. I think we'll get some more. You know, a couple of years ago, we had Super Mario Brothers, which was fantastic. I know they got a sequel coming to that. So there are some good things. I've heard Legend of Zelda is jumping into production.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've got it in the next year or two. There might be a whole slew of all these video games and everything. So what do you think the video game movies, are you guys looking forward to the future, or is it a little bit more optimistic than it was in the past, or is it a wait and see?
I love the figures. Again, I love what Jada's doing. I love continue to make the figures, man, because it's introducing these old video games to a new audience. Plus, they're still making these games, right? Street Fighter, just the new Street Fighter for the console PC has come out, and there's so many different renditions of Mortal Kombat, and obviously Zelda, Mario are so relevant with Nintendo Switch and stuff. So I love it. The only thing that I would say is like Super Mario was a surprise hit in box office, and actually watching it was good. It was entertaining. I just wish, because the video game movies have had a bad track record.
Yes.
Right, a really bad track record. So my ask is, like, there can be some bombs, they just have to be good. Otherwise, all this in 2 years time, we ain't gonna be talking about video game movies anymore, because they're all gonna be garbage. So that's the thing, you know. A Judge Dredd comes along again, and I think Assassin's Creed TV Netflix thing, they're announcing a new series. Like, all these things, they have to be, some of it has to be good, or they're gonna disappear. But we'll see. We'll wait and see.
Well, we can talk about the fall of the comic movies, but I think we passed over the fall of the video game movies, because just like the Assassin's Creed movie, that's one of the worst damn movies.
And it had
I've ever
Fassbender
seen.
too. Like, what
Yeah,
the hell
wow.
was that, man?
That movie was bad. And then wasn't there The Sands of Time? What was the other one?
Oh, yeah.
Or the Prince of Persia. Yeah, like they've done some. You know, they got a lot of work.
Most of them
to do.
are garbage.
Yeah, they
Most
got
of
some
them have
work to
been
do.
terrible. Yeah.
They messed up on Last of Us.
Yeah. Well, I think for us, I didn't like it, but I've heard completely different opinions, and it's up for Emmys and everything else.
Those other opinions you've heard outside of it being bad are actually not true. They're made up.
I mean, Uncharted was garbage.
Uncharted was trash.
The only thing, please, out of all the things, because we know Halo's second season was okay.
It was really good.
They ruined the budget was too much.
Yeah.
Please, 2 things I ask: if they ever do a live action Gears of War, do not blow that.
No.
And if they do a God of War, you cannot blow that either. I'm so afraid that those will be made and they'll be terrible. But if they do those right, it'll be amazing. So,
Man, Elias here with join my campaign to get the video game movies made exclusively by the Suits and Bean counters and shit. Get rid of these artist people. Yeah, I think that's the problem, is that, and please don't mess up Gears. Yeah, you got to get that right. And you know what? Now we are giving a lot of slack, but if you are a fan of actual done right video game, media, then go to Amazon and watch Secret Level, because that by
100%.
far
Yes.
way blew me out of the mind. That's how you do it, and all of those were fantastic. Speaking of
Yeah.
Hollywood stars, Keith Urban, are the rumors true about him being part of another Judge
I
Dredd
wouldn't
movie?
doubt it.
Jumping to another story. They hadn't. Hold on tight.
Well, wait a minute. That could be considered a rumor, right, Mr. Storm?
Nah,
Possibly.
we'll find out. Let's go. But you know what it is time for?
It
Rumor
is
alert.
time.
That is right. Let me take off one screen off to the other one. I got this one up. Well, the hidden. You must be Nostradamus tonight, because actually you predicted this one. But we've got there is a rumor, and we're going to put this rumor as fact. A new Judge Dredd movie is being development with. Now you should cross your hands, because Tiki is doing this. So it's an up and down thing. Set direct, and Drew Pierce is writing the script. The film is described as a live action adaptation aiming to blend dark humor and a world building inspired by the original comics. Producers have hopes to establish a Judge Dredd universe with potential for future movies and shows. And actually, at that moment, there was a planned Judge Dredd Mega City 1. They've been talking about that for years, but it appears that's off the table, with the focus now being on this new film. The source comes from Deadline, so that's why we are running this as fact. It's been through all the trades for the last couple of days. Is he back? Is he going to do a good job? Because we've seen Judge Dredd now a couple of times. I think Urban did him better than Mr. Sly Stallone, but it's like, do we have an interest in Judge Dredd in America? That's the biggest problem out of it. So, what do you guys think, man?
I probably won't be interested in watching this just based on who's directing it. That guy single-handedly destroyed Thor and a bunch of other. That guy's trash. So I can't imagine. I think Judge Dredd will be like Judge Dredd office work, and then we'll have to watch him. Well, I'll have to watch him do office work, and then he'll be the first one to make Judge Dredd take his helmet off faster than Stallone did, and it's just I'm just like, dude, I have zero hope and zero. There's nothing good's gonna come out of it knowing that director. It's not gonna happen.
Well, that director did make Ragnarok, which is like one of the best Marvel, and then he turned around in Love and Thunder, which is like one of the worst Marvel of all time, and did destroy Thor. Like, it was just.
I think like I see, that's my whole point, is he did Ragnarok, and that was a trash movie. He made.
You didn't
Thor,
like Ragnarok?
Not at all. He made Thor like, no. It was so.
Wow.
It was so campy, and it was like, you could tell where he was going to go with Thor, and Thor needed help with everything and couldn't do anything. I'm just like, all right, so you just went away from the character. That's what he's going to do with Judge Dredd. There's going to be a heavy supporting female character that does all the heavy lifting and keeps Judge Dredd sane, but then Judge Dredd has to have this like internal struggle about his manhood and what he's been doing in the past, and then his counterpart comes in and takes over, and it's just gonna be trash. That's all. And if
I think we found Chet's James Gunn. James Gunn to Alexander Storm is Taka Waititi to Chet Maddox. Okay.
No, yeah, it is. Dude, and I'm gonna laugh if I just fucking predicted the Dredd movie.
That's gonna be it. Well, again, like we said, the radio system on this is a fact. Deadline's reporting this. Also, Hollywood Reporter. Tommy should play Dredd.
I just want to see old ass Stallone back as Dredd. Let's give one more time, man.
I would love to see. We were gonna run a whole bunch of Sly Stallone, but he had so many one-liners in that movie that we would have gotten the copyright flag, because
I am the law.
I am the law. That's what
I am the law.
That's it. Like, Blythe's gonna have to let us know if Tommy says that when he pulls somebody over. I am the law. But. So again, we've got one rumor down, one more to go, and this rumor is, and I know this was Rad's favorite cartoon show as a kid.
Captain
I
Planet,
pulled this up, and the minute I hear it, I see it. Ted Turner, in a move to please his wife at that time, who would be Jane Fonda, was heavy into the environment. and he decided to come up with a group of individuals and everything. He got Whoopi Goldberg as the voice, and if you've ever seen, I think there's a Funny or Die one with Don Cheadle.
Oh, it is the best damn
Yeah.
skit ever. Don Cheadle. If you have not seen it, folks, you need to YouTube Don Cheadle as Captain Planet and
Yeah,
watch that.
ever since this thing has been kind of like rumoring, it's been harder and harder to get Captain Planet toys.
Yeah, well, there's
Didn't
always
make
a
too
rise when
many.
it comes up to
Didn't
that.
make too many.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this one we're gonna say is a half truth. Captain Planet skits with Don Cheadle was like, yes, it was one of the best I think I've ever seen. You've got okay, fellas, what's the ring which you wear? I wouldn't be a part of Captain Planet. I'd be like, you guys can go on, bro. I'm good.
See, a lot of people don't give credit, but Captain Planet had a hell of a mullet, man. I mean, you got to come on, man.
He
You
did.
know, he had the best mullet since Bishop. So let's just make sure, like
Alex would be hard. Yeah, thank you, Commander Bly. Yeah, but actually, the funny thing about this is I am almost curious to see how they would update this character, because thanks to Don Cheadle, it's been so perceived as ridiculous in live action that it's gotta be a little tough. So it's I know they got CGI and everything, but this is being a half truth, only because of the fact that there's still Netflix has eyeing Captain Planet. Variety reported that Captain Planet and the is the Planeteers. Jesus, that's a terrible name. Is on the way to be an adapter for a live action series, not a movie, a series on Netflix. And it's got, if you love any of the Arrowverse, well, the head of that, Greg, is over there. So, and I've met him a couple times. Very nice, good. This was shocking me. Leonardo DiCaprio. I did not expect to see Captain Planet in his name hand in hand, but he will be executive producer for this. But at the moment, Netflix has declined to comment. Now, about Netflix, things could be up for the works, or things could actually be on the fast track of not going. So we're going to use this as a half truth until they actually confirm that this thing is in production. But it's an interesting. They're going back. We've all seen the '80s stuff that they've grabbed. Now they're starting to slick into the '90s. What other things can they start pulling that we haven't seen, fellas?
Yeah, I mean they're depleting. I mean, are we gonna finally get our Mask live action?
Maybe either that or Dinosaurs and Cadillacs.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, Visionaries.
Yeah, well, that's '80s, but still. But the Visionaries might be. I've always thought that was a little tougher, just because of the gimmick, and the cartoon wasn't bad. It had very good animation. I always thought that was a little bit harder. And
Greta Thunberg better be the villain. Smog.
Oh yeah. The Correct Lies on fire tonight. So, gentlemen, that's the end of Rumor Report. But we still got some other things going on.
As always, I love it. I love that segment, because you never know in the world of Hollywood what's true and what's not true. And I'm glad that we're able to talk about it. Before we go any further, if you're new, which a lot of you are not, but if you are new watching this either live or on the replay, this is Pixels Plastic Inc. 7 p.m. Pacific time every Friday right here on SKN. Hit the subscribe, like, comment, share. We also have Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. Pacific time, the Toy Box Chronicles, for all your toys and collectibles, news, information, rumors, etc. Well, we just got past our SKN rumor alert, which is one of my favorite, but it's not my favorite segment, because guess what? My favorite segment is happening right now.
That is right. From our world to your world, this is SKN News, and we are starting with something that has been blowing up all over the place for the last 6 months. You guys have loved this content. You've told us that you love this content because you constantly watch this content. So we've got to say that, you've seen everything. You saw Mr. Maddox and I go to Jurassic World Rebirth and score for the first time our first popcorn buckets. And they, you know, the incubator one that Mr. Maddox scored was fantastic, but also the one I picked up was pretty good as well. We've been looking all over the place. I know Rad's been picking up ones. We've seen the Fantastic Four one that's going to show up, but this is the end of summer, so you know, like Megan dancing herself out of 2.0 the theater real quick. There's got to be some popcorn buckets that we're like, we're a little suspect on. But the end of the summer one comes with one of the most eventful ones that I thought I would never see on screen, actually. But and it says if you ever wanted to eat popcorn out of a beaver's ass, Regal Cinema has got you covered. The theater chain has unveiled the popcorn bucket for the upcoming Naked Gun reboot, which references one of the classic jokes from the original starring Leslie Nielsen. Naked Gun fans will get the joke, but is this just a reference to the original, or will Liam Neeson's have his own beaver moment in the movie? Actually, Naked Gun hits theaters August 1st. I did not expect this popcorn bucket to go. But it's eventful. I will give you that. Anybody gonna be picking this one up?
I mean, no, but I think, you know, someone's gonna buy this for grandma in her cabin by mistake, and she's gonna put the good chocolates in there, thinking that you know, nice beaver is something. Yeah, I can't imagine this one's gonna be sold out, but maybe I could be surprised. But it's funny when I see it, for sure.
Look, I think you're wrong. I think this is gonna go for premium pricing.
Man.
So where I think this is gonna be one of those stupid things that no one expected, and it's gonna be sitting on like eBay for like $200 or something. It's gonna go something stupid. Look, I give the credit. They sculpted the hell out of the beaver. He does look like an actual beaver. I give him credit for that one. Mr. Maddox, you gonna be beaver hunting on off screen, I would say, but on screen, you be looking to pick up this thing.
I am. I love this one. I think this is fantastic.
Look, I may even get a little hat and everything else because this guy just seems just like Bucky's. Just put a little hat and a t-shirt on him. You know, you can sell it out of Bucky's.
get some bussy meat out of there. Yeah, no, look, I think it's ain't nothing quite like buttered.
Oh my.
Well, you too can own this, but again, Naked Gun hits theaters August 1st. But that's not the only popcorn bucket. Oh, it's going up a notch and everything because there's popcorn buckets we just didn't even ask for. Just like the end of summer right here.
The hell is this?
Freakier Friday. Now, if you ever remember and it's going to be hard for a new generation to remember the original actual Freaky Friday, which starred Lindsay Lohan when she was huge and Jamie Lee Curtis. Well, they're back. And now they're a grandparent and now a mother and adults, and they've got some crazy things going. But Marcus Theater, a chain of cinemas with locations in 17 states, announced that it will be selling collectible popcorn buckets and drinks with swappable covers. The collectibles, which is also branded with the Freaker Friday logo and designs, includes a popcorn bucket that will be used for soda or a soda cup that can be used for popcorn. So it's hand in hand. It's right there. To mention that this movie will be in theaters August the 8th. If you remember that first Disney movie, you know, it was an interesting movie in the heyday. We kind of seen these concepts before. I don't even need to ask because I know none of us here are buying this. But that's not all, gentlemen. There's one more. If you happen to be in any other theater in America, well, they decided that they're going to do something a little different as well. They've got the switch it up with every bite when you can get a swap corn featuring the best of both worlds with a large popcorn divided bucket, classic buttery popcorn on one side, caramel on the other side. Receive 2 extra credit points when you purchase this from between August 8th through August 4th. And that's also at Regal. So, I don't know if the caramel and the regular buttery kind of thing in the same theater, but they are actually doing a lot of stuff for this movie. So, and I don't expect it to do that well at the end of summer.
I mean, you don't have to pay up for this. I mean, if you go to one of those dirty ass movie theaters, you're going to get some stale ass brown popcorn, you get some fresh popcorn, and you got your swap. You got your swap, and you don't have to pay up. So, yeah. We all know those theaters. Everybody's got those theaters where it's a mix of the good popcorn and the bad. So
yeah, I think
nobody's buying these.
The
Nobody
DMC
buys.
theater, where it's like, it's not A, it's all the way to D.
I'm gonna see this in IMAX.
Yeah, I don't know if it's playing on IMAX, but it'd be interesting to see that. But again, end of summer, I understand it's really kind of hard for them to come up with like popcorn buckets and scenarios and everything. And a couple of weeks ago, we actually passed on one. But if anybody's went to go see F1 with Brad Pitt, they actually do have like a helmet, 2 different helmet versions of those that are kind of jumping back and forth. So I heard that movie is not too bad either, so we might have to check that out.
Yeah, and some of these dirty ass theaters, I went to one and they were like, I was like, what is you got IMAX? They said, no, we got High Max. I said, what the hell what's High Max? They say, we know this dude Max. He got some bootlegs. So if you want to see some of the stuff early, let me know. So we all know those theaters.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. All right, from there, this one, let's chalk this up to this is where fiction actually hits fiction. If you've ever remembered that spooky doll that might be real, well, if you ever watched the Annabelle,
we're
movies,
cursed. But by the way, talking about this, we're all cursed. Thank you, Mrs. Storm. I appreciate it.
Well, in the film, it's a much more ghoulish. Let me tell you, it's in the first Conjuring movie. That first 10 minutes of that movie was scary as shit with that doll. I got to tell you something. I gave credit where I was like, oh no, man, this is crazy. Well, that doll is not the true representation, actually. That Raggedy Ann doll at the bottom is the actual real doll. Well, unfortunately, there's been some real events that's happened with this doll, not just to the Warrens, but unfortunately another gentleman. The Pennsylvania coroner is revealing the new details surrounding the sudden passing of Dan Rivera, a noted paranormal investigator who was on tour with the Raggedy Ann doll known as Annabelle, made famous in the Conjuring horror film franchise. When he died, Francis Duran, coroner from the Adams County, Pennsylvania, told CNN on Thursday, note this as a note of fact, that the doll was not present in the hotel room when Mr. Rivera passed away. Horror and supernatural fans have theorized about a possible connection between the Annabelle doll, which Rivera was seen handling during the Devil on the Run tour over the last weekend of his death. And actually, Lauren Warren, the famous paranormal investigator, determined that in real life, Annabelle was demonically possessed in 1989. Now, also stands to let you know that in September, the final Conjuring movie, Conjuring: The Last Rites, will be in theaters. But gentlemen, would you
1968, by the way, not.
I'm sorry, 1960. I'm sorry. Would anybody be caught dead with this thing in your house or on tour or anything else? Would you even risk this having it around?
I think Commander Bly, he said that sometimes he makes Mrs. Bly paint her face like Annabelle before they have relations.
Psycho. You couldn't pay me enough for this. No. Nope.
Yeah, I tried to go visit this thing, but it just I couldn't get tickets.
And that's the reason why you're still with us today, is because you didn't get tickets.
Here's the worst part: the actual real doll is actually a lot more frightening than the one they made up for TV.
Yeah, I went to try to go see the real one.
Yeah, the real doll looks more frightening sitting on the shelf because it's so damn innocent. And again, if it's anything like that movie, and I would have saw that sitting on my couch after I threw it out, I just, every time I watch that film, I'm like, just leave the fucking house. Just let the house go, move, let the doll have whatever it was to have.
Well, you can't. That's the problem. When you move into the house, she attaches to you. So even if you leave the house, she goes with you. That's the whole
You're doomed.
That's one where actually poor Mr. Rivera, we not make a joke of his
I
passing.
paralyzed the paranormal. So,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But this one, we put it on just because of the fact it has such a spooky scenario to it. But yeah, it's a warning, man. Some of that stuff might be real. You might want to actually think about that.
The one thing I think is funny is that no one ever talks about how realistic the real doll looks sitting with its hands crossed.
Oh yeah, man. It's a frightening ass doll, bro. It looks too innocent to have on the shelf and everything. So no. And actually, somebody from our generation probably wouldn't even know what Raggedy Ann looks like anymore too. That's what definitely makes it scary.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, you guys have actually told us that you don't like these, but we're trying to do that because we are Pixel Plastic and Ink. So whenever we try to throw an ink-based story in, we tell you guys to support it because you guys have not been supporting ink. So let's see, but maybe this might get you. Like I said, we can hear that song playing in the background. Carry on your way. Our buddies Supernatural are back. And that's right. Sam and Dean actually are going over to Diamond Entertainment, which was launched. They're actually post-Diamond preview catalog called Diamond Dispatches, and their October 2025 solicits and solicitations, and are kicking it off with a new comic book based on the Supernatural series. It was written by the very talented Greg Park and drawn by Edgar Macias. The Brother Winchester's return. Get ready to hit the road again with Dean and Sam as they prowl the highways and the byways of small town America in search of demonic wrongdoing to put right. Set between the foundational first and second seasons, which are, if you haven't watched those, some of the best seasons on television of the landmark TV series, this brand new title brings readers back to where the dark magic first began. It will drop on October 1st. 32 pages of mystery, action, and adventure for $4.99. Gentlemen, do you want to see more Supernatural, or are you not really thinking about picking up this book?
Not thinking about it. Yeah.
I'll probably pick it up.
I'm gonna give it a one-issue try. I'm gonna give it one. I'm gonna see if they actually put it in. I'm a big fan of the actual series. I have the animated episodes that they did on this, and I have also the original DC miniseries that they did. So, I think more Supernatural paves the way. They might be testing waters because I know they've been talking for years, and it seems like both actors now will be coming up for some point of unemployment. So we might actually see some Supernatural hit the actual small screen again as well. So again, $4.99 in on your comic book stands. Go to your local comic book shop, and when you're there, make sure if they're not ordering that, make sure they order it. We want to see good products like this. But I'm going to give it a one-issue try, though. So Mr. Maddox and I are going in for one issue.
One issue, that's it. So I doubt that'll be any. I doubt it'll be worth any more than that. So
we will see, gentlemen. With that, that is the end of SKN News.
Well, as always, appreciate it, Mr. Storm, walking us through the world of pop culture and entertainment. Again, as always, we appreciate you all tuning in this evening. Again, as a reminder, we got some exclusive content hitting the channel very, very soon, including Toy Box Chronicles Special Edition, where we will have a guest, Mr. Storm. Chet, who do we have lined up?
We've got the actual new Kickstarter campaign, the creators of that, called The Rise of the Nexus, another 3 3/4 figures. You guys love the work that Chris Scott did with Grindhouse Toys. There's more. Look, we've all said this, the rise of 3 3/4 figures are coming back. And, one of our buddies, Mr. Deadly Diorama, that does a lot of background stuff for us, pointed us in the direction, and we got in contact, and we're going to have them on the show this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to see and dive into why Rise of Nexus should be the next line that you back on Kickstarter. So, I'm looking forward to that. And from there, we've got a special. We have been talking about this, myself and Mr. Maddox, for a very long time. And, if you know anything that we're doing, our schedule is busy as crap. But when we get an opportunity to do something, we try to do it. Now, a couple of weeks ago, you saw us on Sunday night. Normally, we do not do a live stream on Sunday night, but we did. And that was to kick off the last hour of the Grindhouse Toys World War Hell send-off. So, you know what? We were like, look, we know San Diego's coming up. So we are premiering Good Morning Toy Box. That's right. Your buddies will premiere in the daytime. We're going to give you something else. We know we got the nights here covered, but we're going to be doing something on Thursday, the 24th. We're still working on time, so we'll post that on all of our socials, on X, on Instagram, on even our community section, so you guys will know the times. But this Thursday, during the daytime, there will be a special So when you're going to San Diego Comic-Con and you're like, hey man, do I need to, what do I need to pick up? What I'm not knowing. We're going to have a whole bunch of exclusives letting you know that what's dropping, everything from Marvel Legends to Hot Wheels. We're going to have a jam-packed show. So join us in the daytime if you can. If you can't, just call off work and everything. And just in your lunch break in the car and just watch us and everything. So no one's got to know. We can keep that a secret between us. Is it right, Mr. Max? You're looking forward to Good Morning Toy Box? We've been talking about that for a while.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be the first of many, but this is the best way for us to kick it off. So grab some coffee, sit back, and listen. And if you are a fan of action figure frequencies, that is basically the style that is going to be in. Just a lot of like back and forth talking, something for you to listen to. Put that in your ears while you're trying to walk around San Diego Comic-Con. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to do. We're not sure on the cadence of it yet, but it is something that we're gonna be doing with Toy Talk Live. So really excited about it.
Also, if you're down, this is the work is for punks, anyways. Like that sentiment, Mr. Hot Wheels, yes, Patty. We will do definitely. There's a couple of exclusives there that you might want to get your hands on there. And actually, too, if you are in the San Diego area this coming week, not this Friday, but next Friday and everything, myself and Mr. Maddox, after we do that Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we will be at San Diego Comic-Con all day long. You come if you see us around here, come walk up to us, say hi. Ask us what exclusives we've got, because we've got a hell of a laundry list of stuff that we're picking up for a whole bunch of other people. So we'll be around there all day long, all into the night. We're actually going to do some special dinners with some guys. We're looking forward to seeing our buddies Mega J Retro that's being down there. We also see Chris Scott from Grindhouse Toys, Ace from Ramen Toys. So many great guys. Danny Green Collects. Yes, that's right. He'll be there. So we're going to do a huge dinner. And, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, David Vonner will be on several panels down there. And we'll also be on some dinner things. Tickets for San Diego Comic-Con always sell out before I can get them. I know, brother. It is I wish I could tell you the frustration's real, but it's not and everything. I wish I had a better solution on what. But I can tell you, if you're feeling slighted by San Diego Comic-Con, September, get your tickets right now for LA Comic-Con. That's a little bit more accessible. And, we got some surprises for that event, too. So if you can't make it down to San Diego, it's hard to get some tickets. Try the other mega convention in Southern California. Try to go to LA Comic-Con, and that's in September. So mark your calendars for that. That's all I've got. Anything else you got, Chet?
No, sir, not today, but we will, because we still got to do some gathering for Wednesday, for Thursday, stuff that'll happen throughout the channel throughout the whole week. This weekend's going to be busy. If you're beta testing Toy Hunter, ideally a new release will come out this weekend. It's a complete overhaul and rewrite of the app. A lot of added features, and mostly so that I could get it in people's hands so I could test some of the main features for Toy Hunter while people are walking around San Diego Comic-Con. I've added some things into the app, so we'll see what pops up if people are using it. So
awesome. Well, stay glued to the channel, folks. You never know. You might get some SDCC exclusive content, even unscheduled. Also, some shorts on the YouTube channel if we see some cool stuff at con. So, for Mr. Storm, Chet Maddox, I'm Rad. Dr. Brantley, we'll see you next week. We didn't mention it, but Dr. Brantley is on a secret mission, and we'll have to reveal what that was next week. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Wednesday.